United States Highway 15. Yeah, alright, US 15 is an awesome road in Pennsylvania, and in the state it goes from the south at Freedom Township and up to Lawrenceville. The road goes past Harrisburg and through Williamsport, and runs with US 11 for a bit. You're watching the Xavier 456. I post new highway content every week. If you like what you're seeing, give us a like, and if you really like it, why not hit that subscribe button and that notification bell? Yeah. Alright, I now have exciting news. You can now request your exit or intersection through the comments below. I'll be doing US 19 next week, so phones are wide open for that. Alright, let's first talk about northbound. US 15 in Pennsylvania. Entered through Pennsylvania once again with the ugly sign. The following exits were requested by TheDerpHog, and these are all in Gettysburg, so thank you for that. Here we have US 15 Business, Steinware Avenue. Well, that's weird because Steinware Avenue is actually quite north and into the town. At this exit in particular, it's known as Emmitsburg Road. The other Gettysburg exits we have are PA 134 for Tennytown Road, PA 97 for Baltimore Street, PA 116 for Hanover Street, and US 30 for York Street. So thanks once again to TheDerpHog for requesting. At any given exit in Gettysburg, we are signed for Frederick and Harrisburg, which I am totally fine with. Here's where 15 meets the Turnpike, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, simple. And here's where we meet PA 581 and 2 I-83, and it is signed for Harrisburg, which it goes into the town, so I'm fine with that. And it's also signed for York. That's because of I-83, Baltimore, I don't know. We meet with US 11 and West PA 581, and they are all signed for Carlisle. Well, 11's fine with Carlisle, but the other two, no, absolutely not. And 11 and 15 Camp Hill, well, I've talked about this in the 11 video. That should not be there at all. Meeting with the bridge to Harrisburg, we are now signed for Marysville, as I stated in the 11 video. Again, not fond of it at all. Okay, you know what? I'm skipping over this because I'm not going to see anything more, so we are going to skip the portion where 11 and 15 are shared, so you can see that in the 11 video. Yes, I know I mentioned this exit in the 11 video, but Barry Hostetler 1897 wanted to see the Duncannon exit because it's his dad's boyhood home, so thank you for the request. So we just skipped over to the portion where the two split, and we're gonna follow North 15 Lewisburg. Here we meet with PA 147, which will turn into 180 once it meets with 80, and it is signed for Milton. I think you should also throw Williamsport on there because 15 is going to Lewisburg and it's not a freeway, unlike 147. Here in Lewisburg, we get Selinsgrove 13 and Williamsport 24, so that is good signage. No words. Crossing the Susquehanna River into Williamsport, we meet with 180 and 220. East is signed for Montoursville, and that's fine. You can go straight into Williamsport's business district, and on the left, we are joining up with West I-180 and South US 220, and we're going to Lock Haven and Mansfield. Those are the US control cities, and Mansfield is where we are ultimately going. And here's where we split, 220 South Lock Haven, 15 North Mansfield. We will be using the right lanes. US 15, like other Pennsylvania roads, goes through some awesome scenery. The green hills and the mountains are what make Pennsylvania beautiful. We meet with US 6, and I showed you this sign in the 6th video. We get Mansfield and Wellsboro. Mansfield, it does go into the town, so I'm fine with it. At this intersection, we now get Williamsport and Corning as our control cities, so those work just fine. And once we enter New York, a northern separated portion of I-99 begins, and that takes you to I-86 in Corning. So that is the end of the Pennsylvania stretch of US 15. So now let's turn around and talk about southbound US 15 in Pennsylvania. Bruh, they plaster the new signs literally everywhere in Pennsylvania. At the first exit in Pennsylvania, we are signed for Corning North and Mansfield South. Feeding on the other side with US 6, we have Mansfield, Wellsboro, exact same order as before. Meeting with US 220 and forming I-80, we get US 220 South Lock Haven. And as stated in the 180 video, the whole thing is signed for Montoursville and Lewisburg. And I think that works. And once we leave I-180 and US 220, just signed for Montoursville at this point, we get Market Street and Lewisburg. Lewisburg I'm fine with, even though Harrisburg would be better, but 15 is a local road, so I'm fine with it. Signing Milton here on 147 280 to 180 is the right move because you wouldn't really want to loop all the way back to Williamsport. Meaning with US 11 again, we are signed for Selinsgrove. So once again, please refer to my US 11 video for further explanation on this section. They're telling us Camp Hill just because 11 and 15 split. Why not list 2 cities that they are ultimately going to, just like you did on the sign right next to it? And here we are with 11 and 581 exiting, 2I-81, Carlisle, no, with the only exception being US 11, that is. East 581, 2I-83 again, Harrisburg, York, meeting with the toll road, 76, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, yes. And at this point now we're signed for 15 South Gettysburg, which I feel is fine, because 15 isn't going through anywhere big for a while, and Gettysburg is a national historical place. I have been there myself. And then in Gettysburg we get Frederick, which is fine because 15 isn't going through anywhere big like Washington, so Frederick works. And Maryland welcomes you. And that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and once again you can request your intersection for US 19 coming next week. I will see you then.